It's YouTube, baby. So, how's the bowels doing?
Oh, hanging in there.
Yeah. What'd you eat that upset your tummy so much?
Dude, I didn't even eat that much today. I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if it was like when you used to live in Shelbyville and you get the chicken strip basket from Dairy Queen and then you were just fighting for your life.
Yeah. I haven't had one of those and I couldn't tell you how long.
Yeah. I had one recently, but like and we've talked about this before on here where it's like I don't think much of Dairy Queen's food once the prices have gone up as high as they have. And like I got me and my nephew something because he was over. I picked him up. I think he just wanted the breadsticks. And like I got that and a chicken strip basket. It was over $20. I'm just like, this is not good enough for that.
No, no, it's really not. It's really not. Gosh, dude, like Brielle and I might get takeout maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive.
Yeah. Like right now I'm getting more than I had just because like the past 3 days we've been working ground and planting and shit finally. So it's like now it's like on my way home, it'll be like 8 o'clock. I was like, well, I'm gonna stop at Casey's and get some pizza so I can have some diarrhea tonight.
Casey's pizza is so fucking greasy.
It is, but it's so good. But it's like getting just the slice at the gas station. I'm like, yeah, this is about the perfect amount for my tum tum. I mean, because I will eat a whole pizza. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need to.
I used to not eat their pizza at all because the grease really made me feel like shit.
Hmm.
But then, uh, like I'm kind of going all over the place here. When I would visit my parents, they'd be like, "Well, where do you want to get food?" And I would want to get Joe's because I love their taco pizza. Those fuckers took it off the menu. It was the best thing they had.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Casey's has one. Let's try Casey's taco pizza. It's really good, like really, really good. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that there's like an alternative to that now. Um, but like just to get like a sausage or especially a pepperoni, I have to be that twat that does the paper towels on the top because it's just I don't
No,
want to
I
feel like shit.
no, I mean I get that, especially in our advanced age at this point. It'd be one thing if you were still like a 19-year-old, but
Yep.
like the other day I hopped off the tractor and like I literally hopped and like now my back is just like I'm like, oh, like as soon as I landed on dirt. Like,
Yep.
okay, basketball talk time,
Let's do it.
boys. Girls, go away. We're talking NBA, the men's league. So the so you had the Knicks in five. I bet you feel silly because I had the Pacers in six and I was off by one. It was Pacers in seven, baby. So
But deep down, you thought the Knicks were gonna win.
I did 100%. Just like I think Boston's gonna win, but Pacers been five, bro. Uh
See, now I feel like I have to just because all my picks are wrong. I have to say Boston so that the
yeah,
Pacers
that's what I'm
squeak
hoping.
through.
Yeah. And then I we both had Boston winning. I think both in five, which was the correct answer.
Boston?
Yeah, for against the Cavs when they beat the Cavs.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And then you had Mavs winning in seven against OKC, and I had OKC in six, and you were, I mean, like if we combined ours, we'd both be right because it was, Mavs in six, but whatever. And then you had Nugs or you had Wolves in six. I had Nugs in six. and it was Wolves in 7. I didn't see that one coming.
No, but I was happy.
Yeah, same here.
I
Though I
feel
don't.
I feel a little bit bad because um one of my friends that I met through Brielle, one of her high school friends, he's a diehard Pacers fan because he's from Indiana,
Mhm.
but he lives in Denver. So he was like, I want it to be Nuggets, Pacers
Yeah,
so that I can go to a game. Like I totally get that.
yeah,
However, I would rather the Wolves win, and then they did.
yeah. Like it's hard for me to root for Rudy Gobert. Like that's the one downside to the
Totally
Wolves.
fair. Totally fair.
But that brings us to Boston versus the Pacers. I already said Pacers in 5. Whether or not I truly believe that is up for debate, but I'm saying right now, Pacers win the first game, they lose the second, probably by like 30, win the next 3 in a row.
Boston by 6.
And then Mavs versus Wolves, Wolves in 5. Like it's either Wolves in 5s or Wolves in 6. I don't think they're going full 7.
I was right there, Wolves in 5.
Yeah, because it's like I could see it being 6 because like I could see Kyrie winning them a game and I could see Luca winning them a game, but it's like Finch is a much better coach than Jason Kidd, and then the team is just way fucking deeper. So
I mean, dude, I didn't think that the Wolves method of two big men at once was going to work, but it
yeah,
does.
that also reminds me when we were just trying to figure out like our things like our rook we both got rookie of the year right this year. And I had SGA as MVP. You had Giannis. It went to Jokic because the voters love a sloppy white guy. And then defensive player, I said Jared Allen. You said Giannis. And then you also said, I remember this because what we both laughed and I agreed because it shows, how smart we are. Is we're like, not Rudy Gobert,
Guess who won?
Rudy Gobert. But I blame like the voters just fucking love him. Like anytime there's an NBA players talking, like yeah, Rudy's not that good on defense. So I mean, I kind of take the NBA players' word over white dudes that didn't amount to anything in sports.
True. I'll say this. He's fucking gigantic
Hmm.
and he can be aggressive. It's just when he gets aggressive, he turns into a bitch. And
Well,
that's what you see most of the time.
well,
Someone will throw an elbow back and then he turns into a big fucking baby.
yeah, like, and to me, if I was to go with like the person that should have won Defensive Player of the Year, it's I mean, outside of Wimby because I'm a homer, but that the guy on the Wolves, like, because they have a really good wing defender. I'm blank on his name now, but he should have got it because it's like, yeah, the Wolves have the best defense. This guy is the one that's doing like the heavy lifting, and then is leading them to Gobert for Gobert to be able to, defer the blocks and stuff. So it's like, yeah, that he should have got it first, in my personal opinion. But Rudy Gobert is just like that's who the knuckleheads that vote on this
Yeah,
go with.
they see Rudy's won it 3 times. Rudy's on the Wolves. They have the best defense. It must be Rudy.
Yep. That's exactly what I think. And then the clutch player, I said Trey, you said Dame. I think it went to Steph Curry. Sixth man, I said Chris Paul, and you said yeah, old Malcolm Brogdon.
Who I didn't
And
hear one single thing about all season.
yeah, because he was on Portland. No one's gonna
Yeah.
be talking about anyone on Portland except for uh DeAndre Ayton, who was like, "It's too icy for me to play." Who ended up getting six man of the year? I forget because I didn't write it
Oh,
down.
it was fuck. I could have said it too. Naz Reid.
Oh, okay. And
So
then
another Wolf.
yeah, and then most improved, who did that go with? Because you said Austin Reeves, you're going for the LA bump, and then I said Devin Vassell because Homer.
Tyrese Maxey.
Oh yeah, that checks out. So yeah, didn't do the best with the filling out this time around.
Also, can I just say that Giannis had like a good year for him?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were showing the stats and you know, which sometimes when they say stats, it's you know, so many factors can go into it. But he was like the third player ever to put up the stats he did all year. And I like he was maybe third place on the ladder for like a bit.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
it irked me. I'm not saying because he's my favorite player he should win all the time, but it's like he did even better than when he won the damn thing.
yeah, but I mean it's the same problem. Why like I think SGA should have won, but I just like I'm convinced like if we're just going by straight stats, Luca should have won, but it didn't really
I think Luca should have won anyways, personally.
well,
I
it
mean, dude
didn't
was nuts.
yeah, but didn't like go towards winning that much. You know what I mean? Like his stats were fucking bonkers. But it was like they were what, the sixth seed?
Yeah.
So I mean that's my whole thing. It's like Giannis they fucking struggled this time around, you know, and so and then they got Doc Rivers and they struggled more. So
They was up and down. More downs than ups, but
yeah.
cool. All
So
right.
everyone put your money on the Pacers in five because I got a good feeling.
All right, we ready for this episode? I guess we need an opener.
Yeah. This is probably gonna be a quick one. We say that now,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna fucking ramble on for about 4 hours.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds Podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Kyrie Irving to my Luka Doncic. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. I'm not saying that the world's flat, but I'm just saying there's like no evidence that it's round,
Very valid point. Very
right?
valid. Oh man, we do have one YouTube comment from our Anime Boys episode. And also, before I forget, because I will, it came out today, but the next D&D episode of the testing room is now live. It's like part 14 or something. And the boys fight a mini beholder over a magical mace. So it's pretty fun.
I
Pretty fun
I've
time.
I started listening to it, but the tractor I'm in is loud and like with the with Alex being by far the loudest and then the others not as loud. Whenever it's like going, I'll have to like turn it up, then like Alex will say something like, "Oh shit, gotta turn it down." And then Preston will say something, I have to turn it back up, you know? So
Hmm.
I'm like, well, listen to this in the car whenever it's a nor or like on my headphones, not in a tractor.
Yeah, fair enough. It was a fun time though. I think the next episode they might just finish the whole thing. So we'll see where they
Nice.
go from there. But anyway, um yeah, comment comes from Gerblaw. He says, I will make the argument that Cowboy Bebop is the best anime from the perspective of everybody likes this show. like Casey said, it might not be their favorite, but everyone recognizes its greatness. See you, Space Cowboys. And I agree with that.
Yeah, you're just he's spitting facts.
No printer, as the kids say.
I've never heard that one.
Facts, no printer.
See, I figured the kids today would just be like, "What's a fax?"
True. And half the time I'm like, what's a fax?
Yeah,
But anyway. All right, on to the news. It's a Jake news week this week. Casey
yeah,
didn't do a fucking thing.
yeah. I was gonna do one of the news things, and then you beat me to it. So I'm just like, well,
Was it the Fantastic Four news?
yeah. I was like, well, I'll just let
Okay.
him do it fucking all, and
Well, we'll start with that.
Okay,
So Natasha
Leon.
Leon joins the Fantastic Four in a mystery role. Uh, I had some customers that were excited for this. I'd never heard of her. I've not seen any of the popular shows that she's in. So, like I say with everything, hope she's good.
So you would know her at the very least, probably from an Old Navy commercial that she was doing for like a hot second. But at the same time, I get the biggest mystery when it comes to her is like, why do I find her so hot? But but no, she's really good in the show Poker Face, like awesome in that. And the rumor that I like a lot of people are assuming is she's gonna play Alicia Masters and John Malkovich will be the puppet master.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I feel like they're starting to get too many characters, just like they all do.
I'm There's a very good shot that they will, but then it's also like maybe Silver Surfer and Galactus will be a post-credit thing.
True.
You know,
Should be.
yeah, it really should be.
Actually, should be like a third movie thing, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I think doing the second movie with Galactus is fine. Um, but doing the first is just that's a bit silly. So maybe
Yeah.
they will do like a after credit scene. But if they introduce like five, like, all of the Fantastic Four villains in one movie, it's going to be pretty stupid.
Yeah. Although they could do what they did with Thanos, and it's like Silver Surfer and Galactus are in the next couple of post-credit scenes,
Yeah.
and they
I just
just
pick,
build up for a while.
I just love the thought of like, because I mean, you haven't seen Ozark, but the Ruth Langmore, coming up to Galactus like, I got some of these sons of bitches on Earth. They'd be a good place for you to eat.
And then just screaming.
Yeah. Like, they gotta fucking die. Like, jeez.
All right, and then more movie news. Well, I guess this is show news. What's Booster Gold gonna be? A
I
show?
I think it's a show.
Okay. So James Gunn said the Booster Gold is not going to start filming in July. Apparently that was what they were shooting for. Um, but then I heard that that's a good thing because it gives Gunn and Safran more time to negotiate with Anthony Starr to be Booster Gold. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like Anthony Starr to be Booster, if I'm being honest. I don't know how I feel about that. What about you?
I think he'd be fine. I think it'd be pretty smart to cast him. I think that would
Yeah,
bring some eyes that probably wouldn't normally watch the show. Um, I don't know. I think he'd be fine.
yeah. It's just not like, I don't know. He's a bit too intense for Booster in my book,
Mhm.
but it might be okay.
So yeah, we'll
Oh, I just remember he was in an episode of Auntie Donna, which was pretty funny because he was oh, Mark found him on the street, and he would became his like his new human, and like, treating like a dog, and then he like as like Mark left, he goes up to the I'm blanking on the other dude's name. He like he grabs it. He just took me. He just brought me here. I don't know what. And then like the Mark comes back in. He's like, "Hey guys," and then he's like, "Hey, Broden was like, Mark, your dog, your man got very aggressive with me just now, and I don't know, man. I got kind of scared." And he's like, "Oh no," he's like, goes over to me and he's like, "Hey," just euthanizes him. He's like, "Oh my boy."
That show's so fucking weird.
It really is. I love it.
All right, moving on. So the Johnny Quest comic is going to launch in August. A preview got put out today. Art looks really good. Um, Hopefully the story is too. I think both of us will probably check it out, maybe.
I don't know. It just depends on what's out that week because
Yeah,
I'm like okay with Johnny Quest, but not, enough to be like, oh, I gotta go out of my way for this.
right on. I guess I just thought you were a big fan for some reason.
I mean, I grew up watching it, and then they did that reboot when we were probably in grade school, and it was like pretty neat, and then it kind of went to shit pretty quick, and then, it's just one of those things where it's like, as far as the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, that one's like lower on my personal list of ones that I really like. Now, if it was Frankenstein Jr. or I think it's the Impossibles, maybe.
Maybe.
There's the one where it was like this guy, like there was three of them, and there's no it's something trio, but that because there was three of them, but there was this guy that was like liquid, another one that was like springy, and then the third one could like transform, like could like make multiples of himself.
Um, Galaxy Trio.
Is
Vapor
it?
Man, Gravity Girl, and Meteor Man.
No, that was a different one. Now I gotta,
Hmm.
but there might be someone like Nick's probably listening. He's like, "It's this Casey, a handsome idiot." The Impossibles, I think. Yeah, it's The Impossibles. I actually had this comic when I was a kid. I'll show it to you.
Ah, I do recognize the Frankenstein robot. Okay. Hmm. I know this is like stupid to say, but my brain is like, man, those kids look, it looks like the Jetsons art. It's like, yeah, no shit, you fucking idiot. Uh, anyway. And then the last bit of news, the Dazzler comic got its creative team announced. It will be written by Jason Liu with art by Rafael Loureiro. Jason Liu did the Sentry miniseries that just happened. He also did one of the High Republic Adventures series. So, we'll see how it does.
I'm gonna have a spicy take. I don't get the love Dazzler gets. I just don't get it.
I can say the same for several X-Men characters,
Yeah.
honestly, but whatever. I guess everybody is someone's favorite.
Yeah, but it's just like she's got like a cult following. That's what like makes it terrifying if Taylor Swift does get cast as her, because it's like the Dazzler fans, which is like a smaller amount, and then the Taylor Swift fans, it's gonna be just crazy.
Yeah, but I'm not really sure how much like bleed over there is.
Well, I mean, there'll be a lot after.
There will, but there's also going to be uh, a lot of sad old men that don't like Taylor Swift that will be angry over the
Oh
casting, and
yeah.
it's like, come on, buddy,
Yeah.
why don't you get over yourself? But anyway, whatever.
Well, only thing I will say is I've only seen Taylor Swift act in one thing, and that was New Girl. It's pretty fucking rough. So
I
you
haven't
know.
seen that. I saw her in she's in a rom-com with Taylor Lautner for like a hot sec.
Yeah.
He was a cheerleader. What was that movie? Sorry, I just kicked the mic
No,
there.
I forgive you. Was it Bring It On
Uh,
Again?
Valentine's Day
Oh, okay.
came out in 2010.
That's one of those big ensemble cast movies,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like way too fucking big.
Yeah.
But but whatever. And she's in that for 1 minute and she plays a ditzy blonde cheerleader. So it's like, I don't know, she might be doing this well. I don't know.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I was
All
thinking
right.
how funny it would be if there's a variant cover for Dazzler. I know this is just kind of falling back on jokes we made last week, but if it was by Travis Kelce, it's like done in crayon.
Yeah. Look what I made you, Taylor.
She's like, "Oh wow, that's great, Travis."
We'll send it to Marvel. And then Marvel's like, oh, this is going straight to the press. I don't know why we pick on Travis Kelce. He might be super nice. Who
Yeah,
knows?
he's probably great. Travis, Mr. Kelsey, if you would want to come on here, feel free. If you want to talk about your love for Dazzler, go ahead.
Now imagine this, Casey. The comic headquarters exclusive variant for #1 drawn by Travis Kelce.
There we go.
I might be able to meet that minimum order requirement finally.
It'd be really funny if like we get an email, but it's from Travis Kelsey's brother, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be on your podcast." And we're like, "No, thank you, sir."
Dude, I absolutely would. He seems like the fun one.
Like, are you dating Taylor Swift? Then get lost.
So I didn't know about this until recently. Those two have a podcast, and it's like insanely popular.
Yeah, I'm seen stuff on Instagram about it, but I've never even watched one of the clips.
Yeah. I think it's just them kind of talking about whatever, which is any podcast really.
Yeah,
But anyway, Jason, Mr. Kelsey, if you're listening, we'll have you on. You can replace Casey if you want to.
I mean, I guess that's how the cookie. Travis, you want me as your brother's replacement or as Taylor's replacement?
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
it's on the table.
If you get me as dad to star as Dazzler, we'll talk about it. What'd you read this week, bud?
Guys, if this video gets 30 likes, Casey will cosplay Dazzler. So anyway, I read Briar #5, Batman and Robin #9, Fish Flies #6, and Action Comics 1065.
Alrighty, so I read Dark Ride issue 12. Green Lantern. You didn't read Green Lantern?
Dude, I fell behind and now it's like fuck, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I still haven't been able to get in those previous issues either.
So I thought you read the last issue because I thought we talked about the Guy Gardner backup story.
We did, but like the main story before that, I was like too behind on.
I gotcha.
I
But
just feel in a weird spot with it.
yeah. So Green Lantern 11, Godzilla versus My Morphin Power Rangers #2, Godzilla 70th anniversary, Fish Flies, Action Comics, and Batman and Robin.
So do like three.
Yeah. So Dark Ride issue 12, this I'm pretty sure is the finale. Um it's good,
Does
you know.
mommy die?
No, she doesn't, but she does sell her soul to the devil after killing her father.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's something.
Yeah. And so it's neat. I mean, I liked it. It was a fun ending, fun fun story. I think it's gonna be good collected. Um yeah, it's just a pretty good time. Power of love saved our main character's soul. That's, I mean, basically trying to see if there's a good picture. Oh, here we go. She gets a new outfit after she sells her soul.
Oh, She's going to the Met Gala.
Yep. Um, and that's about baseball, right? The Mets Gala.
Yep,
Um,
sure is.
so yeah, I'm probably at a 8.5 for it. I like the book. I think 8.5 is probably pretty good overall for it too. All right, so Green Lantern Empire of Blood. And this is Jeremy Adams and Zermanico. We get it's really good. Like we get some Ferris stuff, and then it's cutting between like Carol about to get married. She's gonna elope because she's like, well, if Jake Gilly's doing it, I'm gonna do it too. That's like actual line of dialogue that's in it,
Would
which
recommend.
yeah, it's but they go to Vegas.
Mm.
Um and then it cuts back and forth to planet Oa with the power batteries getting blown up and stuff. And then they're, dealing with the council and it's good. The main story is really good. The backup story, you get Guy Gardner, um, and not Lobo doing stuff, and that one's enjoyable too. It was a pretty solid book. I'm at another probably 8 with this one. I liked it. And then Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #2. This is by Colin Bunn and Baldemar Rivas on the art. I like this a lot. It's very much fan servicey. Like it's way more fan servicey than the first one was. And for instance, there's a part when they try to like the Power Rangers want to do like the Dragon Megazord thing, but the Power Rangers their Megazord got knocked down before they got the chance. And so then the Dragon Zord hopped on to Godzilla.
Oh shit. That's
Like
pretty
it,
cool.
yeah, no, it's super cool. It's super stupid, and I love it. And then they show up on on this new reality, and Jet Jaguar's there, and he's just like, oh yeah, it's like it's clear it's the same Jet Jaguar from the Megalon movie. So like when he sees Godzilla, he's like, but it's not the same Godzilla. So Godzilla just like doesn't like him because this Godzilla's a grumpy goose, and Jet Jaguar, it's like clear Jet Jaguar was like, I don't know what's your deal, man. We were friends. And so it was like I like this a lot. Like I said, super fan servicey. I'm probably at a 9.5 for it. I really enjoyed it.
I'm dying.
I could tell.
All good. Why don't you do one more?
All right. So my last one before our Muties, it's the Godzilla 70th anniversary. Don't worry, Jake, I'm going to be talking a while about this book. So it starts with The Half-Century Boar, written, drawn, and lettered by James Stokely. And yeah, it's just like a little like fun plot part from what the half-century war. It's Godzilla versus Hedorah, and then
So
like
it,
there's
it is stuff that's already been published.
no, it's a new story that it's just kind of like this is a different perspective. So like we follow these two people that got like um promoted sort of to the Hedorah base, and Godzilla. Like this part right here is one of the best
Hmm.
parts. So cool. But Godzilla blows up, and then they have to like basically the two people we're following is just like on cleanup duty, picking up like pieces of like the Hedorah gunk and putting it away. Then it ends like they get all of it put away, and Godzilla blows up the spot, kills Hedorah again, and then they're like the two people are just upset that they had to deal with that. It's fun. It's like a fun little story. Then we got another one by this is called Contagion, and it's by Dan Didio with Joelle Jones on the art. Get some nice Joelle Jones art,
Ooh, I never thought I'd see Joel Jones do Godzilla.
right? And this one's pretty solid. Basically, it's this person, she made a virus that got out. Godzilla destroys ends up beating it like he does. And then is gonna kill the girl that made it, but then it kind of cuts, oh, she woke up, and then she's like, I didn't make the virus at all. And she like deleted all of her stuff and she quit her job. Because she's like, yeah, this dream was a sign that I shouldn't be doing this. And then we got this next story by Danny Lore and Sebastian Perez. The art in this one, not great. Trying to find, I don't know. It's the story too. It's like it goes on really long, it felt, and it's like about this. It's not about Godzilla. Godzilla is just a background character. He's just fighting all those dudes trying to sell some crap, basically. Like sell some crap that's not actually what he says it is and make money off of it, but he's selling it to bad people. Like that. And it's like Godzilla's in the background. It's like, oh, thank God this is on the 70th anniversary. Then we get Matt Frank, who I'm not a fan of for personal reasons. I think he can draw a good Godzilla, but boy, his people art is fucking atrocious.
That is a thick ass Godzilla. Damn, boy, he thick.
But look at I'm just making fun of Matt Frank's art really quick. Look at the head to neck ratio. Like that's not good. And like the
I
people
think it's
that
fine.
it's fine, but it's not you hear people talk about Matt Frank like he's amazing. It's like all his people look the same and they all have weird fucking heads. And so
Ooh,
yeah, this
let me see that previous page. That look cool.
yeah, no, this is what he does well.
Oof, that's good.
But back in the day, so this is just a fun fact about him. He used to do a lot of lolly porn on his website where he would draw probably girls that look like this naked. So that's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I'm not a fan of his.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
anytime people bring that up, they'll be like, "You're just a Russian bot that doesn't like him because he speaks out in things that I agree with." It's like, no, no, he's just a creep. Okay, then we get Godzilla in the Darkness by EJ Sue. And this one, just pretty like it's weird. It's like really not good. Not the best art. I'm not a fan. But then like I love the way that they draw Godzilla because it's like the fun Showa design. Like I like that, but like it's just kind of lazy art with everything else. Like yeah, we don't believe in backgrounds here.
One
But
of
yeah, it's just this
those.
yeah, but the kid at least this has Godzilla in it. The kid's dreaming of Godzilla and it's Godzilla's fighting him, but then Jet Jaguar saves the day. And then we get the big one by Adam Gorham and Adam Guzowski. This is another one of those ones where it's like they really think we're reading the Godzilla's 70th anniversary book for their new character that owns a store instead of Godzilla. At least this one had some Godzilla fights, but it's like, really, come on. It's not great, but it was fine. The next story, it's by Casey Gilly and Leanne Kangas. Probably the worst art out of all of them. And it's like such a neat concept. It's Old West. These like ladies all came together to get a like make a town basically. And there's no gold in the town and all this, but oh, this guy's convinced there is, and he's a bad guy. He comes in there, but they got a protector. It's Mothra. But then Baragon shows up. And boy, is that just the ugliest damn Baragon. Like that's rough.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And then it's like, hey, oh, but then Godzilla shows up too. And look at this Godzilla. That's even worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like something that I would have drawn in like middle school and be like, wow, look at this. And she's like, oh, I'm hanging this up on the fridge, even though it looks like shit.
I think the Angerus that I drew you that one year is better than
Oh, it's 100% better than that.
that.
And then, but then it's like, oh, it turns out this is like the part that made zero sense. So Godzilla comes and they're like, they have fought together many times. And like, because Mothra's hurt, because of course she is, it's Mothra. And like they have fought together many times in many places. Now the Great One has come to help, and you can do the rest, Zadie. And then like Godzilla just shoots fire down, and it melts the gold that they didn't have, and then they form that into like this thing for Mothra's wing. It's like, where did any of this come from? And then we get Insemination, written by Michael W. Conrad and Gigi Shaw on the art.
Oh, Mikey C on the
Yeah,
book?
and it's okay. It's like the art's kind of hit and miss in this one. Like there's parts where I like that Godzilla there, but it's kind of like a retelling of Godzilla's history, and it's a neat story. But then like I don't like Godzilla here,
Hmm.
but it's this guy that was like, oh, I hated Godzilla, and then now he was like a scientist that like just liked him at the end, and it's one of those things, one of those type of stories. It's been done before, but it was still interesting. And then we have Aftermath, written and drawn by Natasha Alterici. This was really bad, and it was also like the worst way to end the book because like there was some good quality stuff here, and then they go with this story where it's like another one of those stories where it's like, yeah, these humans are by far my favorite like are more important than Godzilla. Godzilla is not really even a feature in this. He just destroyed a town, and then they're all talking. They're like, hey, we need to go after these guys that fucking these big corporate heads, and they just show up as an angry mob, and they're with like fucking torches and shit, and it's like, oh, so they're just gonna murder this guy. That's how it ends. Godzilla,
What a good Godzilla story.
yeah, it was really stupid. I'm gonna go with a 6.5. There's some really good stuff here, but also some real shit. Better than I expected, not gonna lie.
All right. So I'll talk about Briar real quick. It's by Christopher Cantwell and Alex Linz. I couldn't tell you how long this book has been on hiatus. It's been a long time. This
It's
was
been a while.
it was supposed to be a mini series. It got popular. Boom announced it would be ongoing, and I think that's been like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of the momentum was killed. I probably should have reread the first four issues. But all that being said, I still enjoyed it, enjoyed the characters and the art, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go. So I'm going to give it a 7.5. Also, I dig the minimalistic cover.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
All
All
right, and
right.
then got our Muchis, man.
Yep. What order do you want to do these in?
Um, Action Fish Flies Batman.
Sounds good to me. All right. Action Comics, 1065. This is by Joshua Williamson. Where is the artist?
It's Rafa Sandoval
Oh,
and Mendonca, but I'm blanking on their first name.
Miguel Mendoca.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun main story in this one, I thought. It's pretty
Hmm.
cool. You
Art's
know,
real good,
yeah, art's great. Um,
especially, especially this little panel here
yeah,
with the city on top of uh the skull. Just so cool.
yeah. Yeah, it's an enjoyable book. We get the backup story, Joshua Williamson and Mirko Kolak. I didn't care much for this one. I don't know, it's hard for me to really give a shit about Brainiac's kid. What do you think of the
Yeah,
backup?
no, I'm there with you, but I will say I thought the art was really interesting.
Yeah, I thought the art was fine, and it's like story itself, it's like this is okay, but it's
Yeah,
like it's a fine backup too, which we don't always get.
true. Yeah, just definitely not needed.
Yeah, so I'm probably at an 8. I liked it.
Same here, man. All right. Fish Flies, number 6 by Jeff Lemire. So I
And
think,
and we got Sean Curuniru doing the flashback pages.
oh yes, yes, I'm sorry. Which that was the that art was really good.
Hmm.
Um, I think there's only like one more issue of this, man. So I thought it was a bit weird that we get a flashback for essentially the entire issue.
Yeah, but it told us a lot.
It did.
So like that's one plus. This reminds me, how are you dealing with the cicadas? Do you have any
Oh yeah, yeah, we've got
Okay.
them. I hate them.
I
I,
know.
as Casey knows, I hate bugs in general. I don't want a bug to touch me. I don't want to look at a bug. I fucking hate bugs. And you know, being a golfer on a cicada year is about as bad as it can get. So,
Is it like terrible? Because like I mean, it's like they're making a lot of noise, but like me and Dad were talking about this today. I remember when I was a kid, and might just been like ingrained in my memory as like way worse than it was. But I remember there was a cicada year where it was like we were running into my grandma's house because they were like we didn't want to walk because they were flying. They were so thick flying. And now like this year, it's like they're just kind of on the ground a lot. Like it's
I think it's gonna get worse in the
okay.
summer.
I gotcha.
But yeah, it's just like even at the driving range, they're just crawling all over the bays. And it's like,
Yeah,
God, get the fuck. And they're not really bothering me yet, but most of them are still like coming out of their shells and stuff.
I
So
gotcha.
I'm just waiting for
Coming
it.
out of their shells, doing just fine. They
And
want to have it all.
I absolutely will be the guy that gets a bucket hat with a net to go golfing because fuck that noise.
Did you ever put the we're like way off subject, but the cicada shells like you take it and like put it as like a pin on your shirt?
Uh, fuck no. But I would when I was forced to play outside, when I would rather have been inside playing in 64, I would take a wiffle ball bat and go and smack them out of the sky.
Nice.
Because Ewie, don't touch me.
I just love the thought of you being like, ew, but like you're hitting them perfect. It's like there's like one guy driving past, like, I'm a baseball coach, and this kid is fucking wailing on these things.
The
Gonna get him a
Babe
full
Ruth
ride.
of cicadas.
Gonna give him a full ride scholarship to the, middle school. And then they're like, that's not how scholarships work, you idiots.
Oh, geez. So
Uh,
anyway, fish
yeah.
flies.
I really liked it, by the way.
Yeah,
Just I
I
thought it
did
was
too.
really good. Did a lot, like I said, did a lot of world building for this and kind of explain stuff in the universe. And yeah, it's really, really good.
Yep. I liked it too. The art was good. We get the origin of the fish fly man, and we'll see how it wraps up.
Yep.
Well, how do you think it will wrap up?
I think I have a feeling the kids, even though they said he passed away, probably gets brought back somehow. And I think the fish fly man turns back into a man and turns himself in. Like he's like, regretful of what he did and all that.
Yeah.
But
All
I'm
right.
at probably a 9 for this issue. I really liked it.
I'll go 8.5. Okay.
Alrighty. So, Batman and Robin by Joshua Williamson, Nicole Sismisja and Simone De Mayo on the art. This book is awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Two
the art,
great artists.
yeah, they're just killing it.
Did you see the twist coming?
I figured she was gonna be Shush. One thing I thought was funny, like, and it's something that just annoys me anyway, is like all day she's been like, Damien. And first off, how'd she know Damien was Robin? But other than that, she's like, Damien, I need to talk to you. Doesn't get to, has other stuff going on. Then she zaps the other lady And then she's like, "Oh, I need to talk to you." And then she tells the whole story. And then she's like, "By the way, my tummy is cut all the way open. I am bleeding out." And then she passed out.
Yeah. See, like as this comic was going along, I was like, oh, the principal's not her. He's absolutely wrong about this.
Yeah,
And I also thought it was a bit strange that he set up this whole thing to like give away his identity essentially to this
yeah.
person that turned out to not be who he thought it was. It's like, man, that was kind of a stupid thing to do. Like
Hmm.
he's smarter than that, I think.
Well, it the principal was who he thought it was. It just wasn't Shush.
Well, right. I don't know. It's just like with all the people around and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I just didn't like the way he went about it is all.
yeah.
But anyway, very fucking good issue. Probably
Hmm.
my pick of the week.
Where you at with it?
9.5.
Yeah, I'm probably at an 8.5. I liked it, but the art's amazing. There's like little plot things that kind of annoyed me though, like I mentioned. But what are you excited for the coming weeks, man? Or the coming week?
Um, let's see here. I'm gonna go with Thundercats and probably Thor, and then finally, gosh, maybe Batman First Night. There's a lot on this list, but oh no, I'm gonna say Union Jack the Ripper because I really want that to be good.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, also, there's a new Spider-Gwen book this week.
oh,
So
okay.
there's actually quite a few things I'm excited
Yeah.
for.
I'll say She-Hulk, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, and then the White Boat.
Hell yeah,
Now,
brother.
now I saw a meme online of Beast Boy and Raven, and Beast Boy was an octopus, and he had holding up a schoolgirl outfit for Raven. He's like smiling. So that had me thinking, what characters did I not want to know anything about their sex life? Because I could have gone a while without thinking about that.
Yeah. Sasquatch. Probably the first one that comes to mind. Also, dude, this one's weird for me, but and maybe they just don't have sex, but the Thing and his lady,
Yeah.
unless that's been addressed somehow.
So one thing with them was in Hickman's run, the thing had something happen where like one day a year he would turn back into Ben Grimm. And so
Hmm.
like he ends up boning her and like it's like kind of like this like nice moment, but at the same time it's like weird because it's like goes to Alicia's house and then like Johnny Storm's like, "Heck yeah, buddy," or something like that, where it's like, why are you outside her house watching
Yeah.
as your friend bones her?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Johnny.
Johnny's like at the window, like, "You're doing great."
Um, so yeah, we're going Sasquatch and the Thing. Um, ugh, like when Aunt May and Doc Ock were a thing. And dude, I mean, the list could be huge potentially, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what this says about me, but I'm gonna go with the Hulk. I guess just all the big strong guys that Casey loves. I just
Yeah.
I just don't want to think about them boning.
Jake's just like, "No meat for me, please. Twinks only." But I will say, I don't want to know about Juggernaut's love life at all. at all. Um, and then I'll say like Flash or any of the speedsters, because their loved ones aren't, they're just like, boy, this 20 seconds was not very pleasurable, Wallace.
Uh,
Um, then I mean Beast Boy's on the list because he's the one that inspired it.
yeah.
And I'm trying to think of like another Marvel one that I can mention. Let's just go with Magneto. Get those old crusty balls. No one wants that.
Dude, here's another one for the list, but unfortunately has been forced upon the eyes of readers. Savage Dragon.
Yeah.
And you get that in every single issue.
Yeah. I hear that I have a big omnibus bus trade and I just haven't had time to be like caught up on my trades. But I hear like the first because Nick like loves Savage Dragon, but he's like getting to the point where he's like about caught up and he's just like, yeah, it's getting way more his fetishes.
Yep.
Like it,
And
I
like the kids are always there and they're always seeing the mom naked. It's just weird.
yeah.
It's just weird.
It sounds like it started off awesome, but it sounds like it's kind of gone downhill.
Well, being as somebody that's only familiar with the recent stuff, I have no desire to go read the early stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck that, dude. If this
See,
is where
like,
it ends up, no thanks.
yeah, like it's weird because, like, I mean, I remember when we were kids, there was a Savage Dragon show, and that's like where any of my knowledge of his came from. It was like, it was that show, then there was a Wildcats show, and then there was the X-Men show. And we'd watch those, I think, on like Sunday mornings before church. And it's like, man, I don't remember this in the weekend cartoon.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched that cartoon.
I mean, I think it was one of those things where it's like X-Men's big. Let's just try to get another property. It's one of those things. Like that's why Wildcats was a thing and all that other stuff. So
All right. Well, that's the episode,
yeah.
folks. A shorter one, but hopefully you still enjoyed. I'm hoping to get some more news bits this week. We'll definitely have more comics to read, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So, closing plugs, if you would, head on over to facebook.com/Two Worlds Podcast and give our page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at two_worlds_PC and on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod. You can email us at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube. And final reminder, if you want to hear me be a dungeon master for our friends at the testing room, just look up the testing room pod on socials or wherever you listen to this.
Let us know down below too, like what comic book character sex life do you want to know about? And why is it, the Hulk? But you know, let us know whatever. How's your day going?
And we'd love to stay in chat, guys, but we have to go lose in 5 games to the Timberwolves. So we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.